Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about water. In this session, we are going to see a practice sheet related to the chapter water. That is practice sheet 2, which includes different kinds of questions like multi-correct, comprehension passage, matrix matching, analytical approach, statement type, assertion region type questions. These all we are going to see in this practice sheet. Okay, let us start doing this practice sheet. First, let us go through the multi-correct answer type questions. See the first among those, pure water is. Yes, there are certain characteristics for pure water. They are, it must be colorless, odorless, and tasteless. These are the qualities of pure form of water. Okay, it won't have any taste. It will be tasteless, odorless, and colorless. Next one, which of the following statements are correct? See the statements here. Water is called universal solvent. Is it true? Yes, because most of the substances are soluble into water. It dissolves almost all kinds of substances into it. Of course, some of them they dissolve to a large extent very fastly, and some they dissolve a very small quantity and they take large time. But anyhow, water can dissolve almost all kinds of substances into it. Because of this reason, water is called universal solvent. Next one, approximately 8 glasses of water is needed to produce a page of your book. Yes, it is also true. A large quantity of water will be used in the preparation of papers from the wood pulp. This is also correct. Next one, about 75% of earth is covered with water. It is also true, isn't it? Two-thirds of the Earth's surface is covered with water itself in the form of oceans and rivers and seas. Next one, sea water is the purest form of water. Is it correct? No. Actually, to say it is reverse. Sea water is the impurest form of water. It contains large quantities of salts dissolved in it and even impurities and so many kinds of living organisms are present in it, like bacteria, germs, this all. So seawater is not anymore purest form of water. It is impurest form of water actually to say. So these three are correct answers. Next, water is used for. Where do we use water? In the manufacturing of medicines, in manufacturing of beverages also they use water, and even in the agriculture sector also they use large quantity of water available. Next, in generation of electricity also we use water. So these are the different uses of water. We can say all are correct answers. Next one, the solid state of water is. See here certain forms of water are mentioned. Find out which are solid states among these. Hoarfrost and snow, hailstones. These all will come under solid states of water. It is a liquid state and it is coming under gaseous phase. So these two are the solid states of water. Next, how does water made safe for drinking? So the water available to us from the different sources can be made safe for drinking with the different procedures. See, out of those, some are given here. By boiling, we can make it safe because by boiling of water, the germs and bacteria present in water will be killed, so that it is made into safe. And by freezing, we cannot make it safe. By filtration also, by filtration, certain insoluble solid substances can be separated from water. So in that way also it is purified by filtration. By chlorination also, what happens in that process? What certain chlorine gas is passed into water so that the germs and bacteria present in the water will be killed. That process is called chlorination. So by this process also water is made safe for drinking. Okay. Next, what are the qualities of potable water? What is meant by potable water here? The water which is suitable for drinking is called potable water. So that should contain certain qualities. One of them is it must be clear, means it should not contain any impurities or dust particles in it. It must be clear, and it must be colorless also. If there is any color for the water, it represents as presence of impurities in it. So it must be clear and it must be colorless and it must be odorless also. So these are the qualities of potable water. Means the water which is suitable for drinking should contain these qualities. It need not to be tasty. If it is being tasty means it is having certain dissolved substances in it. So it does not represent the quality of potable water. Only these three are correct. Okay. Next one. Which of the following statements are correct about water? See, certain statements are given about water here. See the first one. Water is a compound. Is it correct? Yes. Water is a compound. Because its molecular formula, if we observe once, it is H2O. So it is formed by the combination of two different elements in a fixed proportion. So it is a compound. Next, hailstone is a solid state of water. It is also correct. Next, the boiling point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. What is meant by boiling point? The temperature at which water converts into gaseous form. The temperature is called boiling point. So, water converts into gaseous form or water vapor form at 100 degrees Celsius. This is the boiling point of water. But they have given here 0 degrees Celsius. It is incorrect statement. See the last statement. The freezing point of water is the freezing point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. What is meant by freezing point here? The temperature at which a liquid substance starts freezing or starts converting into solid state is called freezing point. So water starts freezing at 0 degrees Celsius temperature. So it is also a correct statement. The freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. It is correct. Next question. Now let us see the comprehension passage type questions. See the first passage. Seawater is almost impure man natural water as far as the dissolved impurities are concerned. Seawater contains salts of sodium, calcium, and magnesium, isn't it? Yes. Now let us see questions based on this. Which salts are present in seawater? As it is given here, the salts of sodium, magnesium, and calcium are present in seawater in large quantities. So it is correct answer. Next one. 1 liter of seawater contains dash grams of salts on average. How many grams of salts will be on average in seawater? Around 26 grams of salts will be present in every 1 liter of water on average. Okay. Next, the chief component among the salts present in seawater is, of course, seawater contains sodium salts, magnesium salts, and calcium salts in the large quantities. Out of these, the chief component is sodium chloride. It is existing in the large quantities in seawater. Sodium chloride. Okay. For every 1 liter of seawater, around 24 grams is salt, sodium chloride itself. Next, one more passage is given. If we put some water in a plate and allow the plate to lie on open in sunlight, we find that the water from the plate will be disappeared. Moreover, even if we keep the plate in shade, the water still disappears. This process is called evaporation. So evaporation occurs at all temperatures, at all places. But it differs, its rate of evaporation differs from place to place and time. Okay. Now let us see the questions on this. The process by which water disappears from the plate is, what do we call the process? It is called evaporation. Water evaporates from the plate when it is kept open. It is evaporation. Next one, the process of disappearance of water from the plate occurs. At which time it occurs? Actually, the process of disappearance, nothing but evaporation of water from the plate, occurs at all temperatures at all times. But it occurs rapidly in sunlight. Okay, if the temperature is more, the evaporation occurs at faster rate. Not in the shade. The same speed in night, day and night occurs only in daytime. So these all are incorrect. It occurs in all times, but it occurs rapidly in sunlight. This is correct. Next one. If we take seawater in plate and allow it to stand in sunlight till whole of the water disappears, we find that. What happens if we take seawater in a plate? When you keep it in the sunlight, slowly water starts converting into gaseous form, means it starts evaporating. After certain time, the complete water will be evaporated off. But we know seawater contains dissolved salts in it. But when it is kept in outside in the sunlight, only water will be evaporated. These salts will be remained in the plate in the solid form. So, after the evaporation of water completely, we find that there will be certain salts or solids left behind. We can say some solid is left behind. This is because of the dissolved salts present in the seawater. These won't be evaporated and left behind on the plate in the solid form. Okay, next. See the matrix matching. Well water. So here certain sources of water are given and their properties are mentioned here. See first one, well water. What do we call this well water? It is underground water because we collect water from the gull under the layers of earth by digging holes. Isn't it? Well water is underground water and it is a source of drinking water also. Isn't it? So these are correct matching for well water. Next one you see seawater. Seawater is called surface water because it is present on the earth. The water present on the earth is called surface water. And we know this seawater contains large quantities of salts and impurities present in it. So it is unfit for drinking. So they are the correct matchings for it. Next, lake water. Lake water means the water present on the earth. So the water present on the earth is called surface water. And it is also one of the sources for drinking water. So it is also one of the source for drinking water. Next, mist. It is one of the gaseous forms of water. This is the correct matching. Observe the matching. Well water is underground water and is one of the sources of drinking water. Sea water is surface water, but it is unfit for drinking. Next, lake water. It is also surface water and even it is also one of the sources for drinking water. And mist. It is one of the gaseous states of water. Right? Next, let us go through the statement type questions. See the one of those. First one. Statement 1. The human body consists of almost 70% of water. Yes, it is correct. Isn't it? Large quantity of our body mass is because of water presence. Water is present in all the organs in our body. This is correct. Next statement 2. Aquatic plants and animals use oxygen dissolved in water. What is meant by aquatic plants and animals here? The animals and plants which live underwater, inside the water, are called aquatic animals. These will take the oxygen gas which is dissolved in the water. This is also correct statement. What will be correct answer? Both the statements are true or correct. It is correct also. Next one, statement 1 you see in this question. Chlorination is intended to protect drinking water from bacteria. Yes, it is true. Chlorine gas is passed into water to kill the germs and bacteria present in the water so that it is made safe for drinking. So this statement is correct. Next statement, the clear water can be separated from the suspended particles by decantation. Yes, it is also correct. What is meant by decantation? By the sedimentation process, the suspended impurities in the water will be settled at the bottom of the container. Then that pure and clear water will be separated into another container without disturbing that suspended particles. That process is called decantation. Okay, this is also correct statement. Now, these two are correct statements. This is the correct answer. Next, one more question. See the statement 1. Level of groundwater below the surface of earth at a given place is known as water table. Yes, it is correct. The level of groundwater below the surface of the earth is called water table. It is correct. Next one, statement 2. Excess use of groundwater in cities is resulting in the lowering of water table. Yes, it is also correct. By the increase in the population of cities, what they're doing, they are digging more bore wells and using groundwater in excess. By that, the water table is being lowered. Both the statements are correct. So here also, this is the correct answer. Next one more question. Statement 1 you see. During drought, there is a shortage of food and fodder. Yes, what happens by the drought? No cultivation will be there, so that there will be shortage for the food and fodder. This is correct. Statement 2. Droughts result in conservation of water. There will be no water at all. So there will be no meaning of conservation at that time. So droughts results in the lack of water, not conservation of water. This is an incorrect statement. Now we can say statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. It is answer. Okay. Next one. Assertion reason type questions. So the first among those, assertion is given like this. The seawater is saline. Yes, it is true. What is the reason given? The seawater contains many dissolved salts. Yes, because of the presence of these many dissolved salts only, it becomes saline. So both are correct and or is correct explanation for A. It is correct answer. Okay. Next one. See the assertion given here. Role of oceans in supplying usable water is quite important. Of course, we are not using the seawater directly, but it is very important in supplying usable water. How? By the process of water cycle, isn't it? So, in the water cycle process, water is evaporated from these oceans and seas and it is converted into vapor, forming clouds. By the condensation, it is converting back into liquid form. By precipitation, rains are occurring, and this rainwater is received into the water bodies like rivers and lakes. From there, we are collecting this usable water. So, in this way, the role of oceans is quite important. This is correct. Next, what the reason given here? When the seawater reaches us in various other forms or forms of sources of water, it is no more saline. It is also correct. Yes, both are correct statements only, but here it is not explaining how it is important, right? So assertion and reason both are important, both are correct, and it is not the correct explanation for A. Okay, this is correct. Next, now let us go through the analytical approach type questions. See the first among those. See here, identify the process represented by the part A of the diagram. If you observe once the diagram here, it is representing water cycle, isn't it? So here, water from the streams and rivers it is reaching oceans. From there, because of evaporation rains of sunlight, water is converting into water vapor. This is called evaporation process. And the water vapor present in the clouds, it is condensing and forming clouds here. The vapor present in the clouds will be precipitated and forms again rains and reaches the rivers. So here, the process of conversion of water vapor into clouds is called condensation. It becomes small droplets of water and forms clouds. That process is called condensation. It is a condensation process. Okay, next. Given in the figure are four containers that contain the same amount of water. See here, there are four containers P, Q, R, and S in the different shapes. They contain equal volumes of water in them. Now, in which of the following containers will water evaporate the slowest? See, all they contain equal quantity of water, but the evaporation of water will be affected by certain factors like the surface area, open area. So, if the open area is much, evaporation of water will be faster because evaporation is a surface phenomenon as we know. What is meant by evaporation here? Conversion of liquid into gas. So this happens at the faster rate, the surface area is more. If we observe here Q, it is having more wide and open area. So from this, water will be evaporated at faster rate. But if you see, yes, this container contains very less open area. So only from this open surface only, water will be evaporated. So it takes a large time for the complete evaporation of this water. Means here evaporation is occurring at a slowest rate in which yes because the open area is less in that container. Yes, okay, did you understand? Right, next one. See one more question here. Observe the given figure. Which of the following processes is responsible for the formation of water droplets outside the glass? What happened here? They have taken a glass and they kept certain ice blocks inside. And if it is kept on the table, after a few minutes, if you observe, there will be water droplets on the outer surface of this glass. How these water droplets are being formed? Is the water from inside the glass is coming out? No. This is because of the condensation of water vapor present in the air around the glass. When the air around the glass touches this glass, as this glass is being cool, the water vapor present in the air will be condensed and forms droplets of water on the outer surface. This is because of the condensation of water vapor. Okay, this is condensation is correct answer. This is a level 2 practice sheet. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today and visit our website aimstoday.in for latest updates on recorded videos.